everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Blade Alabama and you are in Blade's World. So y'all, let's go ahead and get to this because I am filming two videos in one. I am doing a wig review on an Utrecht unit, and I am filming a makeup video where I am recreating another influencer's look that she just posted yesterday. And you shall see her name in the title. So, being that I have Etienne on my head, I had to take a pause because I'm about to recreate this look, y'all. So, let's just hope that this works, because this is my first time sitting down and just actually focusing on teaching the technique that I have learned from many of my favorite influencers to show you how I'm kind of doing my makeup now and recreating a Mufida's look. So, okay, here we go. I am also hoping that by the time my husband gets home from shopping, that by the time I walk out of this bathroom, I'll be a whole new broad, a new fantastic point of view. No one tell us no or where to go. Let me share this whole new world with you. Now, when I get through doing all this sharing of a whole new world, I bet you're going to be sharing a whole new world with me. Okay, y'all, here we go. So this is me applying my Meaningful Beauty moisturizing cream that has SPF in it. Great if you're going out into the sun. Notice we blend in an upward motion with our neck. And I'm using my Mario Badescu, I believe that's how it's pronounced, rose water spray for hydration. This is my e.l.f.'s Sweet Cherry Lip Scrub. You just wipe it off once you put it on. And I am using that Denisa's Yummy Blurring Powder. I love this stuff. I like to apply it very quickly as a primer up under my makeup. And it's so easy to just apply it with your hands. It's faster. Okay, so we know what this is. We're doing some, right here I am using just a regular store brand light, 2 shades lighter than me concealer up under the eye. You can get that from any type of beauty supply store. I got it from the local Asian beauty supply store in my neighborhood. And the one to match my skin tone that you see me using on my nose and on and up under my eyes is my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish in the color Cinnamon. I'm just highlighting my forehead and my nose now. Y'all, I have the hardest time running that thing down my nose and trying to get it straight. This is just me blending. I believe I got this brush from Dollar General. I know this is not an expensive brush at all. This is one of the very first brushes I bought when I first started wearing makeup a few years ago. I'm an intermediate, y'all. I've only been doing this 2.5 years. I was highly inspired after COVID. Yeah, I was really liking how it was coming along. You know, you can always use a beauty blender to do this. You all are pretty familiar with this brush right here. That's that Real Techniques brush. But I'm actually using the Deluxe Crease brush by Real Techniques. I like it because it's small and it really can get in creases, and it also helps to blend in really good when you're trying to do your forehead and your nose, as you can see. good old beauty blender. Blend, blend, blend accordingly. Y'all, I was jamming while I was doing all of this blending. So yeah, this is me using the crease brush to actually get into my crease and blend out that concealer that I got from the local beauty supply that was 2 shades lighter than me. You know, you always do a little bit lighter right in that tear duct area. Blending that out real good. I have to tell you all that this blending technique I learned from Mufida. I really did. Influencer from Ghana on YouTube. Using that same Real Techniques brush to blend on top of my eye. Go over it with a beauty blender to get that excess makeup off. Okay, so this is my Morphe Bake and Set Banana Rich Setting Powder. You all, this is a very affordable powder. I use this in place of my Laura Mercier Translucent Honey. This is probably about $12, I believe. Yeah, it has to be, because I was actually looking for a Laura Mercier dupe that was affordable because I didn't feel like spending $35. And being that I'm just getting ready for husband, there's no need for me to be using my Laura Mercier. Back to my Mario Badescu Rose Water. I am using that to set. And yes, I use my blow dryer on cool to dry. I don't have a fancy fan. I am using the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil in the color. What is this color? The color is deep brown. And as you can see, I just trace up under and follow my natural brow and trace on top and just kind of fill in. I'm telling you all, I do not like perfect eyebrows. I just like eyebrows to look like eyebrows. Not my thing. Don't come to me for that. But I do love this color. It matches my skin tone real good. So I am now using a different type of concealer to lighten up just a little bit. And this is my e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer in the color Medium 33W. If you notice, it's kind of like in a little click pen. And I love that because it makes highlighting so easy. Virtually impossible for me to mess up, and I'm pretty clumsy. So I kind of added this on top because I wanted to highlight a little bit more in those places. Of course, we're gonna beauty blend. Make sure we blend it in real good. That is no special blending brush. That's just a blending brush set that my husband got me off of Amazon. Very affordable. I believe it was no more than 15 bucks. If you are a beginner, don't spend a lot of money on makeup brushes, okay? So I'm going back in and putting my setting powder by Morphe on top of that, and I'm setting. So in order to achieve Mufida's look, I am going to have to use 3 different palettes. And the first one that I'm starting off with is the Mauve palette by Juvia's Place. I thought I was going to change my mind, but yeah, I decided to keep that color because I think it's best to try to recreate what Mufida did. Y'all, I promise this will get better. I am waiting for my table to come in the mail. But this bathroom that I am in, it is so little that I literally could not put the camera in front of me and actually see what I was doing. So I'm having to go back and forth in the front to the side, back to the camera. I did try to turn a little bit to the camera so you could at least see a little bit of what I'm doing and my motion of how I pat that on before I began to blend. That technique I kind of learned from Maya Galore. She's another influencer on here that inspired me with makeup. She definitely taught me how to pat and get that pigment in there real good and then blend it out. Kind of smoke it out on the sides. And we're still blending. And the next Juvia's Place palette I'm using to recreate her look, because she used a purple in hers. Now, she used a big Juvia's Place palette. I don't have that one. So I had to use the few that I had to mix them together. But I am using the Violets palette by Juvia's Place to get my dark purple, to kind of match the dark purple that she used. And she put it, if you notice where I'm putting it at, you see that's the exact location that she put that purple pigment at, and she just started to blend right there in that area. Now Mufida actually went into another palette and got a black color, and she kind of smoked hers out with that purple. I didn't want to use the black to smoke mine out. I just added a little bit more purple to smoke mine out on the side, because the black that I have is a LA Colors palette, and I'm not using LA Colors for this look. I don't want to mess up my look with that black. I'm just sorry, I'm not playing around with that. So next I'm going to my Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral palette. And I'm going to tell you all, Mufida actually put a rose gold color where I'm about to put this silver. And I was very confused. I didn't know if I was going to kind of use my rose gold and copy what she did. But if you look at her video, it looks like it's silver on camera. So that's what I did. I went into my Nubian Coral palette and I picked the silver that I thought matched how it's appearing on the camera better, because it's two different silvers in this palette, and I think I chose the best one to recreate what she did. And I'm telling you, I was very confused because she's using more of a rose gold. So what I did decide to do upon consultation with the spouse was use a rose gold in the Nubian palette in my tear duct area. He said, why not use both, babe? If you're trying to figure that out, why don't you just use both? I said, you know what? That's smart. That's exactly what I'll do. I'll use the silver to try to recreate what it looks like on camera, and then I'll put the rose gold in my tear duct. So that's how I came up with that conclusion, and I'm glad that I did it. Of course, it would never look as good as Mufida because she is just that girl. And such an inspiration she is. This was so fun, y'all. Watching her video, and I was already wanting a Valentine's look for him to surprise him with, and she just dropped it. I was so happy. So I'm going back to the Mauve palette by Juvia's Place because I need to pack on a little bit more pigment. Because one thing I noticed about these lights, as a melanated person, it will wash your skin out. Like all of the colors that you're using on your face, these lights will sort of wash you out. So you really have to pack that pigment on really good, unless you have a really good high definition camera, and we haven't got to that yet. So I packed on a little bit more pink in that palette and blended a little bit more. Yeah, this is where I decided to use that rose gold inside of my tear duct. And I'm using a brush that is, if you look at the shape of it, it really allows you to get in the corner, and it allows you to kind of get into your waterline too. You all will be able to see this so much better at the end when I show you my actual pictures that I took. And I suck at my eyes not watering, so I love that brush that I'm using because it keeps my eyes from watering whenever I'm doing anything in my waterline. And now this is me just using my primer. This primer is by Essence. It's a black primer, and it helps elongate your lashes. It's what you use before you use actual mascara if you are a person like me who does not wear falsies. And then I'm using my regular Maybelline mascara, full and soft, on top of that to give me some eyelashes, because I don't have very long eyelashes, but I'm telling you all that this primer does the job. You can also use it if you wear falsies too. So this is my Mented Stick Foundation. It's in the color M10, and I love this foundation. This foundation, I believe, is about 25 to 30 bucks. And if you are a beginner and you really don't want the mess, and you want to be able to blend your makeup and make it look really good like skin, I really recommend you spend your money on foundation, not on brushes and beauty blenders and expensive eyeshadow palettes. I mean, unless you consider Juvia's Place expensive, I don't. It's medium priced. This is where you need to spend your money if you're a beginner and you really trying to figure this out. Put your money in a foundation. I did a video already giving you some of my tips on my favorite products for beginners and intermediates. Yes, that bathroom is hot. I told you it is short in there. It is tight in there, and I was sweating my butt off because I was trying to hurry up and get ready before a spouse came home, because I was trying to be a whole new broad for him. This is my Maybelline Fit Me 360 that I'm using to set my foundation, because once again, we're not using the Laura Mercier $35 stuff. This is very affordable. And you see how well and easy it blends? It's a great, excellent setting powder on bare skin and on top of foundation. Like if you're looking for something just to put on your face before you go outside, Maybelline 360 is a good, excellent choice. Yes, this is my Juvia's Place bronzing palette. You all, I am not a nose contour person. I really already like the shape of my nose, so I really don't do a whole lot of contouring. I just use a little bit of the powder to bring a little bit more definition to my nose. And I really like to highlight my nose. I don't really want to change the shape. So I just kind of use a little bit of the powder to go along the sides like you see me doing here. Ooh, this is my Milani blush. This is the color Tea Rose Powder Blush. I love it. If you notice the motion that I'm doing, I am literally packing it on, because you know you have to do this with blush. If you do not, it will wear away as the hours go by. So pat it in real good like you just saw me doing. Put a little blush on your nose, a little bit on your forehead. In this areas you just saw me do it in, blend it in real good. And that's my Sephora palette. Y'all, I love that palette. Lord have mercy, I love that palette. It's called Sephora Micro Smooth Captivate. And it has 2 different highlighters, a blush, and a bronzer, all in one. Save you a lot of money. Also, I talked about this too in my other video of some of the things that I use to save money for me, beginners to intermediates in makeup. So I'm using the gold to kind of highlight my nose and highlight up under my eyebrows. I'm going back in with a little bit more blush and some highlighter on top. And if you notice, I'm still patting with the highlighter. I'm putting the highlighter on top of the blush, but I'm still patting to get it in my skin real good. That way it lasts throughout the day. Okay, we had to do the nose again, didn't we? Blade, yeah, we just had to. Yeah, so that's that rose gold color that I'm using in my tear duct. We talked about that earlier. You'll see this really, really good in the pictures. And I'm telling you, that brush is amazing because it keeps your eyes from watering, because I struggle with that so bad. Which brings me to another thing that I learned from the awesome Mufida. I learned how to tight line my eyes from her because I struggle so bad with the watering of my eyes. So I'm just using a regular black eyeliner to tight line my eyes, because if I were to do it with my eyes open, it's just going to be a bit mess. I'm going to start crying and ruin my makeup. So I learned this technique also from Mufida to tight line my eyes. And if you see, I'm nodding my head because I just love how that look is. When me having these almond shaped eyes, we have to do everything we can around here to get these eyes to open and pop. I'm going back over with a little bit more of that primer to elongate on the sides so I can get that cat eye look. So I'm using the Black Opal foundation stick in the color Suede Mocha to contour a little bit. And yes, that's that Real Techniques brush that I'm using. Now, y'all, once again, I'm not real big on contouring, but I kind of want to play around with it just a little bit because she did in her video and in her look. I almost actually forgot to do it, or I would have done it earlier in the process. And I'm setting it with my Juvia's Place bronzing palette. You all know every time you do a liquid or a cream, you need to set with a powder. So that's what you see me doing. Back to my Mario Badescu. I'm setting my face with that. Y'all, this is a great setting spray for the wintertime because it's very hydrating with, with the rose water and all. Back to putting my blow dryer on cool and setting my face. So this is a Kiss lip liner. Actually, y'all, this is called Ruby Kisses Intense Lip Liner. I got it once again from my local beauty supply store. It's an Asian beauty supply store, and it's in the color Burgundy Brown. I love this liner. And for the lipstick, that's Revlon 440 Cherries in the Snow. I was so, yes, Revlon Blade, Revlon. I was so excited when I saw her use this color pink in her video because I knew I had one similar to the one that she uses in the video. Yes, y'all, this gloss, this pink gloss I'm putting on top is from Sephora in the color Marshmallow. Boy, was I happy. Okay, so right here we're going to stop the video because I have to go back and finish the unit video. Why am I talking over here? Help me, Lord. Hallelujah. So I'm pausing, but I'll come back over here when I finish up my hair over there. Okay. And then I post some photos.